Hey, how y'all doing tonight? Um, my goodness. I was trying to I'm all unorganized with everything that all things that been happening and try to shed some light on this situation a little bit anyways. Um but yeah, I know I ain't been on for a while. Whole bunch of stuff been going on and everything. So hey Cassie, how you doing tonight? Um it's been a struggle trying to get back to YouTube and everything, but I'm glad to be back and you know, all is well. Still craziness going on. Hey Shalissa, how you doing, girl? um but yeah, the craziness is still the crazy. I kind of had like a I've had a good week for the most part. Whew, I just don't share everything that is happening. Believe it or not, I have a whole lot of other things going on besides just this thing that I keep talking about. I'm dealing with some medical situations with one of my kids that I'm not really ready to talk about just yet. And so it's been a lot going on, but I pretty much had like a quiet week or whatever. And for some reason I just knew it was too quiet. It was too good to be true. It couldn't last for a long time, but it wasn't anything really bad or anything like that, but it's just you don't know when the surprise gonna come out the closet and be like bam. And get you know what I'm saying, because it's always something. So we made it through this whole week, because I think the last time that I was on here was Sunday when I came and talked to you. Hey Latasha, um I thank you so much for the prayers, everybody who's sending up prayers for me, because I definitely need them. I ain't turning them down. Thank you all very much for the prayers that you send up for me. But the week has been quiet, but when you've been going through all the ups and downs that you're going through, your mind just keep going and going and going, so it's hard to get back to regular. So I ain't been able to get back to that place, but it's pretty much been quiet besides the doctor's appointments we've been going through this week. So it's been quiet, and I've been enjoying the time that I've been able to spend with two of my adult children coming to visit or whatnot. So but good old Friday brought about a phone call. And it was a phone call from my son. And it was a good phone call because he asked me could I watch the baby? And I know I've told a little bit of the story, and probably you'll be lost if you ain't been following what been happening. But my he is a little over a year old, and I haven't spent a lot of time with him. And maybe this would probably be I've probably kept him like maybe four times. I've watched him in the years, in this year that he's been here. But haven't spent a whole lot of time with him. So I got a phone call and he asked, would you be able to watch the baby or whatever? And I was like, yeah, I will watch him, but how is the transfer going to happen? Because everybody already know what been happening between me and the mama. So it's like, how Now, how every time I get in here, it's like I think because I'm by this banana tree and everything like the banana tree. So every time I come to go in the car, then one of the bees or something come in here. It's like, why are they out like right now? Anyways, sidetrack. Um, but anyways, I was watch. I my son asked me would I watch the baby, and yeah, I said yes, I would watch the baby, and I was just like yeah, I'm just wondering, did I make a right decision because all of the stuff that that has been happening, should I do it? So I said yeah, that I would watch the baby, and I thought it was gonna be like maybe just the day or whatever. And then she was like, my son was like, no, he'll be there. He'll be there today, and then she'll be back to pick him up on Sunday. And then I was like, well, wait a minute. How is that transfer going to happen? I said, because I don't want nothing to do with her. I don't want to cross paths with her. None of that stuff. So um and we agreed that it would be my husband would get the baby. Well, anyways, it ended up being my one of my daughters got the baby. My daughter got the baby from the mom. And when she brought him inside the house, she came in with one bottle and one diaper. And was just like, where is his things? Nothing. I mean, and I feel a part of me feel crazy for even talking about this, because and I'm talking about it because I need to document for my safety, because a lot has been going on, and not keeping track, not keeping note of it. And I already said that this is just gonna be my diary for now. It is what it is. So anyway, she pop up. My daughter comes in the house and she has the baby, one diaper, one bottle, full bottle or whatever. And I'm just like, okay, where's the rest of his things? She told my daughter, if he need more, if he needs more than this one diaper, go and look inside of the rest of them are inside of the other house here on the property where she was staying at. So I said, wait a minute. I told my husband, I said, you need to talk to her. I said, because I'm not going anywhere searching for no diapers. When you send a baby to me, he needs to be prepared. Well, I was finna say, like, I have my kids prepared if they go with anybody, but then again, it ain't nobody who can really say they ever babysit my kids. I mean, my kids probably had a babysitter twice since I've been here. So I've just been fortunate enough to do that. So, but I would never send them I wouldn't send them anywhere with one diaper. No, not a baby. One diaper. Anyways, he basically came with nothing, and now we starting to play the diaper game. She left. Where are the diapers? My husband say he don't want to ask no questions. He's not asking questions. Okay, we ain't asking no questions. Hey, Chana, how you doing? I hope I'm saying your name right, Chana B. We not asking no questions. I said okay then. So we sit and wait for a little bit. I'll say probably like 30 minutes later, you see the car flying out of the yard, and still no diapers, no milk, no nothing. I'm like, okay then. Now that half an hour has now turned into 2 hours, and there's another text message. Diapers should be at the fence right now. Diapers should be at the fence right now. I say, well, if anybody would have came to the fence or whatever, the dog or whatever would have been barking or whatever, but it ain't even registering in my mind or whatever. So I'm less like, good, Chana damn, but I'm glad I ain't butchering no names. So I'm I go and look out the window. I don't see no diapers out there, no nothing. 3 hours done gone by. At this point, we already used diaper number 1 that was sent over here. So I'm just like, okay, dear, wait a minute. But remember, this the same one that asked me where my kids was at. Okay. So I was like, okay, then. No diapers. And I was like, I just told my husband, I said, at this point, I said, I don't believe that we're going to get any diapers. So I'm just going to make a trip to the good old Walmart and grab him some diapers. So, and then let me tell you what happened with it. So my husband has insurance, and there's an insurance card. And like if you get like with the insurance, like you get thank you for coming through and showing some love, Latasha. Thank you very much. See you next time. You put the stuff up there, and like you can get like peroxide and all of that kind of stuff like that. So we got that stuff up there, and I go to swipe the insurance card, and how about the insurance card pay for the diapers? So I don't know how people getting like these little insurance cards. I didn't know that it would pay for the diapers. So there you go. Voila, I went to pay for the diapers and had everything rang up together and swiped his insurance card, and bam, it paid for the diapers. So I don't know how many people do or don't know that you can get baby diapers with certain insurance. I don't know. I ain't bought diapers, had to buy diapers in yeah. I ain't even that far removed. I haven't had any kids, and I haven't had a baby in 11 years, but I got a baby. That's 3. That's 4. Well, she just turned 4. So it's been a minute for me since I had to buy diapers. So I didn't know that the insurance would take care of that. So the insurance took care of the diapers, so we didn't have to spend no money. But when I come back from the store, we still getting the same message that I know that's right. Praise God, Jonah. We come back from the store and we still got the same message saying that the diaper should be at the fence. Well, here it is. We 4 or 5 hours later, and there are no diapers. Never showed up at the fence. I haven't heard anything about it or whatever. And to be honest with you, I was trying to wait this out, because I was hoping that like the next I can kind of get out of the mind frame of this situation that's been happening, so I can move on to let my mind think about something else, because today was the first time that I've been in my garden since she had been gone. So I was just trying to like renew my mind to think of something else that like I can start possibly talking about, but I guess this is just where we are right now at this moment. So anyways, he has his diapers. He's being pretty much a happy baby tonight. But I must say, where I'm feeling right now, I'm not feeling very confident that she coming back to get the baby. And I hope I'm wrong. I really do. But I'm not confident right now in believing, because I almost feel like I've been set up. Just ask her to babysit the baby and don't go back and get him, is what I feel like. I hope that I'm wrong. A part of me. And like I said, I don't want to raise any more kids. But I've seen this play out before. I don't know how far y'all been back in the stories that I said, but this has been a part of my life where people will bring their kids in my family. They'll set me up, let me have their kids, and just do not return to come and pick them up. And then when they don't come and pick them up, then they want to control too how you raise said kids. So I've seen this 4 times over already in my lifetime. And everything about this is telling me, Shauna, you did it again. You inherited another baby. Now, if I'm wrong, I'll be glad to come back and say to you all, that's not what happened. But when I tell you that right about now, I'm not even cold and my teeth are about to chatter together because this ain't what I want. So I don't know where I'm going to be. And to be honest with y'all, this right here that's happening is like this right here compared to what's really going on in my life. This is this tiny compared to other things that's happening. You can take him to the other side of his family. Cassie, I know that sound real good. The other side of his family is in New York. Remember, I'm in Florida. What you got next, Cassie? Mm-hmm. She has family them, but then too, I don't know them. I don't know these people. I've been in their presence one time at the baby shower. And I told you the baby shower did not end well. There was a big situation happen at the baby shower. So and I left there with the quickness. So I don't really know these people like this. And from what I heard is they're not somebody who I would just be saying. Even though we don't go through all of that, Cassie, I would say to you, from what I've heard, and I can only go by what I heard, it don't make any of it true. The things that I've heard, they wouldn't be somebody who I would pass them over to. I just wouldn't. Yes, they were. Cassie, you say you thought the mom's family was there in Florida. They were in Florida right before she had the baby. I believe like 2 weeks before. Her family, I want to say about 6 or 7 of them, they all packed up and they moved to New York. So, yeah. And I'm talking about that's immediate family that all picked up and left at one time. So, yes, it's some suspect things. And the background is like everybody. And listen, I be trying to do lives where I be trying to stay away from like the whole cussing thing. But if I'm gonna say something, I like to say what was said, how it was said, or whatever. And I don't like to add nothing to it, and I don't really like to take nothing from it either. But when you get 2 generations, let's just say that we ain't gonna go past 2 generations. When you get 2 generations that say my mama is a piece of shit, what, and at 2 separate times, not at the same time, I've heard the mom and the grandma say that both of their moms was a piece of shit. Now I don't know if the ones sitting in here know my story of when I was a little girl, all of the things that was happening to me when I was a little kid. And though all of those things that happened to me, all of the things that happened to me, I still would not tell anybody. And I got some hellacious stories of things that happened to me. I still wouldn't tell anybody that my mom was a piece of shit. I wouldn't be able to describe my mom like that, even with all the things that happened to me. So what must have to happen to somebody for you to explain to them that your mom was a piece of shit? So with that being said, that 2 of them have said that, I don't know. And like I said, I can only go by what I've heard from not somebody else telling me, but what they themselves have told me. So they wouldn't be somebody who I would consider handing him over to, because then, 2, I'm still in the situation that I handed them over to them, and then I'm sitting there thinking, what's happening to him, what he gonna be going through, what he ain't getting, and what he is gonna get. My mind still wouldn't be at peace. So, and I tell you, I done screamed to the top of my lungs, and I'm still adamant about that. I do not want any more kids. I don't. I'm not being mean, not being rude. I'm tired. I'm tired of raising kids. And I still have, right now, my youngest is a 4-year-old. If I get a 1-year-old, I done went all the way back to square one all over again. This has been the story of my life ever since I was 11 years old. I don't want to do it anymore. And boy, even just saying it, like I feel like I got an anxiety in my stomach even saying it. So I'm just saying, I don't want to see another person in this, and I can't control it, of what anybody gonna do. Hey Callie, how you doing tonight? If you just see how many times it just happened in our family alone, it's like you see it everywhere. It's sprinkled like salt and pepper through this whole family. Somebody can be calling me mama. They'll be calling me mama, and you wouldn't know they could be my cousin, my sister, my brother. You don't even know. And then trying to explain to your children about the family tree of who is really who and how. Well, how is that? And how is this? And how is that? And it's the weirdest thing, but honey, we've learned to take it and just kind of like laugh about it because it is our reality. And the sad thing is that even I'm here at this moment thinking about, okay, have a baby just been dropped off to me and they're not coming back to get them? I can go back in time and see the generational thing because I told you before, we done had family members that done came and bought their children, 5 children at one time, because her and her boyfriend got into it with somebody and the boyfriend unalived somebody. She decided to go with her boyfriend. She bought her children, 5 of them, to my aunt, dropped them off and asked, will you watch them while we go to the movies? They went to the movies, all right. It wasn't the kind of movie where you go and sit and you watch the TV screen. They moved. Honey, they left all 5 of their children and they moved to a different state and everything and never came back to get their kids. This is not just one time that this has happened in our family, but several times over where people do not mind giving their kids away. Even my mom was adopted. So to keep seeing that this scenario plays itself out over and over again, nobody is who nobody is in the family. Auntie ain't your auntie. Auntie could be your cousin. Sister ain't really your sister. Sister could be your cousin. It's just all over the place, and then trying to explain it to your to your kids. Who is who? So I mean, it is crazy over here, but this situation is not what I want. I don't want no more kids. One picked my cousin up from prison and raised him even after his mom. Yeah, because Callie, at that point, you've already done everything, got in the rhythm of everything, and then they come home and it's like nobody you've gotten used to the way you live. You've made this child a part of your life, and it is not something that you can just turn off and on. Because I mean, even like some of the kids I have, it's like I've had I'll tell you about one situation that I had. Several kids I have not went to a judge and got custody of them or whatever, but I've had, you just can go and do like get paperwork notarized and everything. You have complete control of everything, but you do paperwork the right way. You can kind of leave the court out of it or whatever. But in one of the situations, Lord, I done got sidetracked. I'll be done told 500 different stories, but let me think about oh, well, with one of the kids, I don't have custody of the kid, but mom could come back and pick them up anytime they get ready to. And one time the question was asked, not even asked. I was told that they were coming to pick the kid up, but they gave me extra information. And I'm gonna ask questions. I'm just the question asker. Okay, so I was like, oh, good, you found you a place and everything. You got everything together. And it's like, yeah. But then the extra information was she let me know that she was moving to a rooming house. In my opinion, a rooming house is not a place for a kid to be there. I'm not saying that a kid can't live in a rooming house, but it has to be like it's just a stepping stone, because for right now, this is where we have to go so I can save up money to get to this place. It's not a place for you to stay and live for a year or two with no baby. That's like 6 months or less and you're out. So when you present that to me, I'll say to her, I don't think that's a good idea. That's not a place for a kid to be living at or whatever. And if I say something like that, then they'll take it as I said no. But I didn't say no. I spoke something that's true. Now, if you still want to go ahead with getting your kid and taking them to that place, then that is what you decide to do. You can't say then that I turned it around and I made it and I said you can't come and get your kid. No, I didn't. I said that I don't think that's a good idea. I don't know anybody who really would say a rooming house. And for those who don't know what a rooming house is, it's like a place, and I'm pretty sure most people know it is like you got one house and you can have 5 or 6 different people living in that house that you don't have no clue of who they is or whatever. And some people let their kids run all through there and do different things or whatever. I mean, it's just different places, but mostly, I just think the ones that I've seen are not for kids. But during those times when you have those kids, yeah, you've been looking out for their best interest in everything. And those people come home, they've been used to not having that kid with them. So they come home and start moving around like they living the single life. And I'm living the single life. I'm out here sowing my oats while I just got out or whatever. And baby ends up staying right where they are. That's unfortunately how it has worked out a whole bunch of times. And guess what? Every kid that I've raised, let me think about it now. Now one of the parents wasn't in jail, wasn't in prison. No, none of that. And as a matter of fact, the only one that really had a valid excuse, and I don't know, say the excuse, that ain't nobody can block that excuse. The only one that had an excuse was my mama, and that was because she passed away. But for all the rest of them, it was like run and don't look back. And that's just the truth. So I ain't trying to offend anybody or anything, but that's what my truth is. And yes, Callie, it is definitely it's a vicious cycle that has happened all over the place. Hey kid, how you doing tonight? I'll be lost. Hey brother, baby. I'm gonna drop the baby off at something. Oh, okay then. She catching him up. My other aunt raised that cousin's brother. Yes, they both but the brother too. Raised by the dad's parents. It's a whole story. I know Callie over here, we be laughing because like my brother, like some of the kids, like they like one of my nephews called my husband his uncle daddy. And it be crazy like that. But we learned as a family like to laugh about it because I said, this person, I could be calling this person, this is my daughter. But my daughter is really not my daughter. She could be my cousin. She could be my niece. He could be my nephew. You just don't know. We know, but nobody else would know. Because it's all mixed up like that. Everybody's raising everybody's kids. And I only know adoption one time, and I only know that to be my mom that was adopted. I don't know to anybody else in our family that was. My mom was legally adopted, but ended up being with her biological mom later on in life or whatever. But honey, I don't even have all the details for that right there. But she dropped the and Callie, I'm not. Yeah, Callie. Um, they went to the program, and I'm trying to understand, because remember, I'm getting secondhand information about everything, and I'm just like talking through as I know it to be, because this kind of like my diary right here. I don't got time to be sitting down writing on no book, and I told y'all I done tried to do that 1,000 times over. But my feeling is that this is the same thing that's happening to me again. I've seen this story 4 times over in my life. It's happened to me 4 times. And the way that the movement that was happening today, the lying about you know how you can get like Instacart or something like that to come and bring groceries or something like that. She was given that information as if like Instacart was coming to drop the baby diapers off, but she bought them here with 1 diaper, 1 bottle, and some pajamas, and he's supposed to be here until tomorrow around 6. So that 1 diaper was used up within the 3 hours that he was here. But again, I won't even complain about that, because something happened that I didn't expect. If some people are in here and you get those insurance cards like Humana and stuff like that, I had some stuff on the shelf and swiped the card, and my husband's insurance card ended up paying for the baby's diaper. So it didn't it didn't cost me anything. That was a surprise. But yes, for the lie to keep coming through in a text message, because she's texting my husband, saying to my husband that the diaper should be out at the gate. 4 hours done passed by, ain't no diapers been at the gate or no nothing, and plus we already went to the store and we picked up diapers and everything. But I'm feeling like that jittery vibe in my stomach, where I feel like I've been set up once again. Somebody has dropped their kid off to me, and not just any kid. This is my grandbaby. But I feel that feeling of she fell for it, and now she'll just leave him there. She ain't gonna say nothing. And of course, I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to say nothing. Why would you run a parent down that does not want their kid? Why? I'm not going to run her down. I'm not. Nope. I'm not going to run anybody down that dropped their baby off and don't want to come back for them. I'm not going to do that. But again, I said, I don't want to raise any more kids. And yes, I didn't. So what I was hitting on was, I was trying to find out today a little bit more information, is like, how are those programs ran? Are you allowed to stay the night out of those programs if you're in one? And and I found out a little bit information today that said that yeah, they allowed to go out and stay the night out for certain amounts of time or whatever. So I don't know. It's just, you would have to have been here to see what I seen today. So and everything in me, I feel like this is a movie that I already saw before. As much as I hate DFS, they need to explain what happened. And the thing is, nobody from DCF came through and they talked to me and they asked me would I take him. And yes, I told the lady if I had to. I didn't really want to do it, but I have my sister that would be willing to take him. You know, she's younger than I am. She want another kid or whatever. So, you know, but of course then DC when you dealing with them, then they'll say if you give them if it's somebody else, they want them to be in the same state where the case has started at. It's not impossible to do it, but and so I don't know. And I think to me it feels like let me try to like work around DCF. And I'm hoping everything that I'm saying to y'all right now, I am hoping, but I'm telling you, everything in me is so scared because this is the same way these other situations happen. And it's a lot easier because you can be, well, I ain't gonna say you, I can be hot as a firecracker with the parent. I'm telling you, I can be hot as I don't know with them. But I don't never make the kid feel like this ain't home. I don't. But I just don't want to do it. Callie, if that was the case, this one right here would definitely, this one right here, there is no way around it. There is no way that I could not. Ooh, Callie, I see, and I even highlighted the wrong one. This the one I was trying to highlight at first. If you choose to keep him, should you get it? You should get it done legally. Dealing with her, I would have to. I would have to because I already told you when the police was here, when my son got arrested, that she was out there screaming like a banshee to the police. Is that my effing baby? Is that my effing baby? Get my effing baby from her. And I was like, sir, let me tell you something. I done raised 14 children, baby. I ain't trying to run and keep nobody kids. So all that huffing and puffing that she over there doing. And this was just a couple Wednesdays ago. I don't remember how long ago. It ain't been just that long ago that she was wanting the police to snatch the baby away from me. And now he's back here. But I made sure that as my son was talking on that phone, I made it clear. I don't want to cross no paths with her. I don't want to have anything to do with her. I don't even want to talk to her. Because I'm telling you, everything in me feel like I'm being set up. And see, Callie pulled that next one out that she said. You think your son told her to leave him with y'all? Callie, you asked a valid one because you peeped the whole card. You pulled the whole card out there. Reverse. Yes, you pick one. Because let me tell you, remember in the video, I was telling, when I went to the police car to talk to my son, I said to him, instead of you doing what you needed to do, being the one that you take care of the baby, you do everything with him and everything, you made the decision because you don't mess with the police, remember? And so since somebody had to go, they went on ahead and snatched you up, and now you are going away and you leaving your baby with this person. What are you going to do? And he just dropped his head back in the police car and just looked up at the sky. And I think this is the hardest thing that's happening to him while he in jail right now. And so when you ask, do you think my son is behind this? I literally feel like he behind it. And another thing that caught me was because before she left here, I told y'all in the other video that she has sent my husband a text message asking, can he take her to the store to get diapers for the baby? So he didn't have diapers before she left to the program to go with the people. So when she left the message saying to my daughter, tell your mom if he need more than that diaper right there, they're inside of the house, baby. Something told me then, something ain't right, because there's no diapers in that house, because that's where she was. And I told the lady when I talked to her, I said, hey, I know he doesn't have any diapers because she asking for someone to take her to the store to get diapers, but she ain't getting in my truck no more. No. So we already knew there was no diapers back there. And I also know that my son knew, just go ahead and leave him there. She gonna get some diapers for him. And I know and I feel like he did that because once before, there's always a situation that make you reflect on something else when somebody do something. There was a bill obligation that was due. And instead of saying to her, because they had the money that was saved up, give my mom this amount of money, the amount of money that the bill was, he told her to give me $200 of the bill. And I know that meant just give her this amount, then she'll pay the rest of it. So this right here was actually something that reminded me, girl, you may be getting set up. And to him, this would make him comfortable for the baby to be here with me. But it's always like that. Everybody else get to be comfortable. Let me make myself comfortable, but let me make mama uncomfortable, because and then when I want to have the conversations about how when the decisions that you make causes bam, 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 bam. See, when the police was here, all of your consideration was going towards, I don't mess with the police. I don't want to press charges against her. I don't want to do X, Y, and Z. But as you thinking about going through this whole thing, none of those situations that you was going through at the time never crossed your mind what it's going to cost me or the other people that's around, what it's going to cost them because of what you did. And then when I start talking to them about all of the cause and effects of how it messed this up and how it messed that up and how this happened and that happened. You know, when somebody living on your property and then they go to jail or whatever, they have animals and stuff, you inherit everything everything that belongs to them, everything that was their bills, everything that was their responsibilities, all of them some kind of way start to fall on you. And those are the things that I be pointing out. All you look at is the way that it cost you. No, but I'm here to let you know. No, it cost me X, Y, and Z, and all you keep calling and talking about is what happening to you. Well, at this point, Shauna don't give a damn no more about what's happening to you. And if you don't want me to talk, then don't keep coming to me with all of your problems, because I'm going to get to say how this keeps affecting me and my kids. So, yes, Callie, he was clean. No shoes, no socks, but he was clean. Brother Banks, document everything and be on guard for silliness, because honestly, she has a connection to you and my nephew, and all of her craziness, she sees something in you that she wants and need. And she said that before, that I have something that she need. What that is that she need, I don't know. But I'm not going to come from where I am and keep going down into the gutter to give her what she need. I'm not requiring anything except for respect. I don't know where she come from. I don't have daughters. Not one of them, that sit around and think it's okay to call me bitches on the regular. I don't do that. Now, see where she come from, that may be fine over there, and she get away with those things. But baby, I can't do nothing with you talking to me like that. I don't work like that. And then she'll come. I'm not going to her messing with her, because people that don't want to mess with me, I don't bother with them. I don't. I let them go their way. I go my way. A mutual respect. I don't bother with them. But like I said, I can be minding my own business. I might get a knock at the door and she's there asking, "Can I talk to you for a minute?" And every time that I talk, see, when she asks me a question, I'm not going to have a conversation with you like your girlfriends and stuff in the streets. Because see, I have daughters that are the same age as this girl is. And I'm going to talk to you the way I would want somebody to be honest with my daughters, or tell my daughters. And you here, I'm not invading your space, you're in my space. And every time I talk to her, she say I go too deep whenever I talk to her. I can't switch it up. I am who I am. I don't know what she mean when I'm going too deep. And I don't know. Again, too, I keep saying to y'all, no matter how I have these moments when I'm so mad and angry, there's another part of me that has a soft place for this girl. So, yeah, I don't even know. But I am definitely documenting everything before she even came up today. I was already giving my husband the rundown. Hey, is the cameras ready? Is X, Y, and Z ready? Everybody around, I was putting them on notice that, hey, such and such gonna be here on the property. And also, too, this something else. As I start to get the information about she was gonna bring the baby over here, I start naming specific things to my husband. And this is something that I do with a lot of people. You ain't got to believe me if you don't. As soon as I hear something, I start listing it. Boom, this gonna happen, this gonna happen, this gonna happen, and this gonna happen. First thing I started doing, as soon as we got the message about this was finna happen, I told my husband, bam, bam, bam. And he was like, okay. I said, I know it ain't gonna just be that. And I'll tell you a couple of the things that I said to him. I said, I know when she brings the baby over here, she after something else too. I say it's gonna turn into, because now she ain't been on the property now. Almost 2 weeks, almost what, it's been a week and a half or something like that. I don't know, a couple of things. She hasn't been here since then. And then when she came here, and then her and my she didn't know my daughter had flew in from out of town. And they came face to face. So once that was, and she was like, oh, let me get away from there. So I haven't seen her since then. But I told my husband, I said, when she come here, I say, she gonna want to do more. It ain't gonna just be, let me come drop him off. I say, she gonna want to go in the house. She gonna say she needs something from out of that house. She gonna say she needs something else. And I said, they're gonna end up doing X, Y, and Z. When we came, before she even got here, my husband turns the phone around and show it to me. And what does it say? Oh, when I get there, I need to go inside the house. When he showed it to me, I don't even say nothing. I just look at the phone and I just laugh. That's something that I do all the time. Whenever somebody talk to me and say something, my brother and my sister, they can say it. When they talk to me, right, the first sentence that they say, I can say, bam, bam, this is how, bam, watch these things right here gonna happen. Every time I say it, there it go. It started happening. I was like, oh, mm-hmm. And my favorite saying is, now listen, I'm saying what I said and I don't know what I'm talking about, but I'm just talking. And every time I say it, there it is. So when you say, do I think I'm being set up? And is she coming back for the baby? I don't know. But everything in me feels like they're not coming back for this baby. Well, not her. And I don't know what's happening with him, because he got to be sent to some other places before he can. Yeah, this is crazy. And I'm telling you, I'm trying to stick with, I'm telling my story and what's happening to me. And I know it sounds a lot like I'm telling like my son's business. Unfortunately, it's a part of what's happening to me. The only thing is I'm just tired of hiding everything that keep happening to me along with everybody else's stuff. And it's getting ridiculous. So, I am documenting everything, making sure even me, when he came here today, looking over from head to toe, I want to know every bump that he got on him. I want to know every scrape that he got on him and everything. And let me just say this, because this ain't nothing new. I'm just saying, this is a documentation, a note to self. He had 2 bumps on the back of his neck. He had 1 bump on his cheek. He got a little tiny scrape on his knee, and he had a scratch across his back. That's my little documentation right there. I've said it out loud. So, and I'm telling you, I'm being that way because I've learned over the years that people will make every little bitty thing be your fault, especially if you ain't pay attention to it when it came to you. So I'm being careful, and I don't know how careful in this situation that you can be, but I'm paying attention and being as careful as I can be. I see this whole situation playing out in my head. She ain't gonna want the responsibility since your son isn't around. She's moving on. Well, and that's exactly what and anybody who I hear say I'm a good mom, I do X, Y, Z. I can say a whole lot of stuff that I do for my kids. I can sit here and I can keep going down the list. This. Now, what I say to somebody, because I'm my biggest critic. Somebody asked me before, am I a good mom? And I could be honest and say, I don't really feel that confident in tooting my own horn and saying that, because I don't have I done the best that I know how to do, and have I had some issues? Absolutely I have. Absolutely I have. I've made 1,000,001 mistakes. In my mind, I think I have been a good mom. But what if my kids have stories of things that they want to pick out and say, in this area right here, no, I don't think you was good. In this area, I don't think you was good. And it can be up for debate according to, what it is that they saying. Do I think I've been a good mom? Absolutely. I think that. But for when you got somebody in front of you that keeps saying to you over and over again that I'm a good mom, it's almost like they trying to convince their own self that they are. If that makes sense. I just don't know nobody who mothering and they just walk around all day long saying, I'm a good mom. Any moms out here that do that? I don't know. It's not over. She will be back. I already know. And that's why I said in one of the lives before that I said, did I end up, and I seen in one of the lives earlier, I said during the time when we was going through the when I was going to get the injunction against her, what was I going to say? I knew that it wasn't over, but I felt good with what was happening at that moment, especially after the judge denied me the restraining order. Because the restraining order would have done everything, but basically in the restraining order, like I said, the judge was saying I would have basically had to be standing there and just let her hit me twice. She got away with it the one time because I had the baby in my hand. But that second time, no. She ain't have no chance in hell of getting away with it. A second time. So being that the judge said that they consider that mutual combat, I had one incident, but here in Florida, you have to have 2 incidents of where she attacked me and then I did not. Yeah. So that wasn't gonna work. So the next thing is the eviction process. And so yes, that was on the forefront of my mind, and that was exactly what I wanted to do. And I actually told my son that I was going to evict the both of them. But right now I feel good about where I am and what had happened, being that she went to the program and he is not here, and he already restrained away from the property. He can't even come back here to his own parents' house, which is the craziest thing ever. But child, yeah. Anyways, he already restrained from here, and so since I got a mental break, And me having to drive back and forth to that courthouse to do this over and over again. And I'm just like, let me just take a break. And here I am. We at the break. I've been on break for a week. That ain't been hasn't been the most exciting week. But still, bam, here we go. The next part of this situation is already happened. So yes, Chana, we've already been through that. And listen, I want to say to anybody else who file restraining orders and everything, especially if you have something going on and you ain't playing with the system or none of that stuff like that. I took it as almost as defeat when I didn't get the restraining order. And I was so mad at the judge, but the judge literally told me that day. He said, ma'am, go back down to room 320 and do X, Y, and Z. He already knew. He was trying to give me advice. But I was so disgusted at that time because this is time number 5. We done been here to this courthouse. So at this point, I'm tired. And what I felt like, if somebody would have said anything out the way or whatever, I would have been snapping on somebody else, and it wasn't there. So I knew my patience was very thin on that day. So I'm just like, let me go ahead and just go home. I'm not filing not another piece. I wasn't finna sit in court. Then they give you a stack of papers like this big to fill out, to do all of this different stuff. I was at my wit's end. So I was just like, let me leave it alone. And then, the way stuff happened, neither one of them was going to be here for a while and give me a chance to get some rest and get back up to where I'm at. Even though I ain't resting in between that, because again, I said there's a whole lot of other stuff going on besides that. When I say this situation is this small compared to some of the other stuff that's happening, yeah. When I'm able to talk about this other stuff that's happening, you gonna be like, y'all gonna be like, I don't even understand how she was talking about this the way that she talking about it. And nobody ain't gonna understand the tears or no nothing until you understand the full magnitude of what happening in the background. You see how dark it is behind me? Only thing is you can't see what's happening in that darkness. You can't see none of that. You can only go by what I'm talking to you about, what I'm choosing to talk to you about. It is crazy. She say you go too deep because she can't even accept the truth of her own situation. Yes, and there's a lot of things, and I've even told her, and for one thing, even when you speak to her, like I told y'all about a situation when she first had the baby, and I was telling her about cultural differences. And when the word culture came out of my mouth, she lost it and she started yelling. She's like, why do you have to talk about race? Why do you have to talk about race? I said, I didn't say anything to you about race. She was like, well, why are you talking about cultures? What does black and white have to do? I said, I didn't say anything to you about black or white. I said culture. Culture, and I said to her, I'm not no dictionary, no nothing. I'm not the smartest thing in the world. I say, but to me, when I speak the word culture, that means the way that you live, the way your people do things or whatever. In our culture, we don't go, you don't have 1 million people over to your house when you just had a baby. It's like 6 weeks or whatever. It's like everybody stay back. That's a time for the mama and the baby to bond together, the daddy, all of that good stuff right there. She doesn't have time. It's like when you say something to her, you can mean very well, but it's like her mind going so fast, she hurry up and she put whatever it means to her in the place of whatever it is that you're saying. So whatever you're saying to her does not even come across her in the right way. So it's hard to speak to her about anything. And one of the situations where she said that her granddad had gave some of the other kids in their family money. And she had asked him for $2,000 to pay off her tickets. And I was like, okay. And she was like, but I can't stand him because he wouldn't give me the $2,000. And she started like saying some choice words about her granddaddy and stuff. And I was like, well, wait a minute now. I was like, you can't get mad because, and this is the way I explained to her. I said, did your granddaddy help you get those $2,000 worth of tickets? She said, no, he didn't help me get the tickets. I say, well, then you asked him, can he give you the $2,000? And he said no to you. You didn't feel like he should have said no to you. And in return, when he said no to you, you cussed your granddaddy out. I say, I wouldn't give you the $2,000. And I said, I wouldn't give your ass anything else ever again in life. I say, what you talking about? And I say, and possibly that's why your granddad didn't give it to you, because you're disrespectful. And when you talk to, and when I'm saying it to the same way that I'm talking to you all right now, this is how I'm talking to her sitting in this same truck right now, what we sitting in, when I told her that. And for some reason, she felt like, well, if he give money to my sister and them, then he should give it to me. Well, maybe you don't get the same privileges that your sister and them do, because probably they don't treat him the same way and talk to him the way that you talk to him, and then still expect. So I'm thinking, there's times when she's called me the N word. She done called me a mammy before. She done said a couple of disrespectful things and then thought that I should put dinner in front of her. Baby, it don't work like that over here. I'm telling you. And I told her mama her own self, honey, I got kids the same age as her, and I'm going to treat her the same way that I would treat one of my daughters. And if she tried and she in front of me, and I'm telling you, if I'm anywhere near her, if one of my daughters tried me and they was in close proximity when they tried me, there's nothing in the world that's going to stop me from doing what it is that I'm going to do. And my kids will tell you that. Here on my property, now if I was over at her house or something, it may go a little bit different. But here, where I live at, no, we ain't doing that. Can't do it. And the reason she keep coming back to me, because she know I'm not being disrespectful to her. I'm not saying anything out of the way. But whatever you putting out, I'm going to match it every time. I'm going to rise to the occasion. When you back down, I'm going to back down too. But I ain't running scared from nobody. Not where I live at. Nope. You should be able to change the locks now. Well, in order for her to even get inside the house, she had to ask my husband to unlock the door for her. So she don't even got no key. So she don't got keys to what's already there. And yes, I can change the locks at this time. And Kelly, you said take pictures of everything. I ain't take pictures of everything, honey. I walked through and did a whole video recording. I recorded everything, even before she went over there and cleaned up, because she went over there and cleaned it back up. But too late for that. I had already went over there. As soon as I got the information that I need, was I permitted to go inside of the property? And honey, we don't got no lease, so we like on a month to month, so I can go in there. So I went in and I've already, yes. When I say I'm documenting, I am documenting. Before she came over here today, I was like, you, all them cameras out there firing, because I don't want to miss nothing else. Nothing. Make sure all them cameras firing from all ways. She's not ready to receive. Right. She's not ready to hear. And I've had a calm conversation with her and say, you get excited when you want to have a conversation with me, but you're listening, and then I'm giving you the truth of how I feel or what I'm going to say about the situation. But every time I say something, you take my words and turn them into whatever it is that you mean. And you have to stop doing that. You have to listen to, if you asking somebody a question, you have to listen to the answer that they give you when they give it to you. And if you don't trust what the person say when you say it, then maybe you asking the wrong person. You shouldn't keep going to that person. If you don't trust what they saying, or you turning their words into something else, you might need to find you somebody else to talk to. Yeah, she thinks she's slick going. She thinks she's slick going through my husband. But Kelly, I don't have no issues with that, because I already done let them know one time with that one right there. I'm paying attention. I'm paying attention. And as soon all I gotta do, Kelly, all I gotta do is say the word, and that'll be over. Like that. That I am confident about. If I said to my husband right now tonight, and this don't mean that I'm running anything with him, all I got to do is say the word. Don't talk to her no more. I don't want her texting you, no nothing. My husband will cut it off in a heartbeat. He tired of it anyways. Right now, he just trying to be like the peacemaker. And I'm glad he is in the place to be able to do that or whatever. But I'm telling you, he tired of it. Hey, Leslie, how are you? He needs to put a stop to that. It's getting weird. Yes. The devil is attacking. Stay prayed up. Yes, Leslie, that's exactly what's happening. Yeah, and very, 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 very entitled spirit. And I know if you ain't been in here before, there's a whole bunch of things going on with that. Even for you to say like the devil is attacking, all of that is very, very, very true. As I'm telling you, I've been reading. She has a tattoo on her face of Psalms 23. And I asked her, "Do she even know what that means?" She said no, because she doesn't believe in God. So I couldn't believe that she had right here. She has it tattooed. It's somewhere like right here or right above her eyebrow, somewhere up in there. She got Psalms 23 tatted. And she says she doesn't know what that means. So she was standing in front of me one day, and I start to say to her, because you know what that means. The Lord is my shepherd. As I started telling her what that scripture is, she started backing away from me. And then there are several other times if you even insinuate anything about God. And I say, you need to come out of the house sometimes and get some sun onto your body, because darkness represents evil. You need to shed some light on yourself. Anytime I say anything like that, she do her eyes like this and do back. Oh, she do like that. So, you know, I don't try to push it or no nothing, but I'm saying you got something tattooed up there on your head and you don't even know what it is. And I said to her on that day, I say, once I've told you what this means that you have up on your head, I say you'll never be able to look in the mirror again and not hear the words of what that scripture is. Never. And that I know to be true. And one of the biggest part of the scripture that stick out to me is that Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I shall fear no evil. Now, that's my favorite part of it. So when I get to that part, I'm like this. Yea, though I walk through the valleys of the shadow of death, I shall fear no evil, for God is with me. As I said it to her, it's just like she was backing up as if like somebody was doing an exorcism or something on her. I don't have the fullness of it. I'm just telling you all for prayer's sake. I don't know what's happening here, why it's happening, or whatever. I'm just making sure like I document whatever it is that's going on here to make sure that I cover myself. I have been through this several times over again. I don't want to be a fool another time. I don't want to be a mama over again. And I'm just clearly stating what I don't want to do. I've said what I don't want to do a million times over, and I've ended up doing it. This is something that I'm really adamant. I even got my own tubes and stuff tied, and I've said I wasn't having no more kids, and I got one kid after I got my tubes tied, and now I have another one that I'm believing I'm gonna have him for a while before. But I have some plans in place. I don't know if that's God's plan or whatever, but honey, I got some plans in place that I ain't trying to take no more kids. So the disrespect is insane, and then she comes back around like everything is fine. Callie, that's what I've been saying for the longest. She can do all of these things, and then she'll walk around and she'll come around and she'll be like, Mom, I'm sorry that I said X, Y, and Z. And then she'll say she don't remember all of the things that she said or whatever, whenever she say sorry or whatever. And I always say, every time that she come to me and apologize, I don't even think she even know what my real name is. I've never heard her say my name or no nothing. This girl called me Mom since the first time she saw me. And it didn't. I've been called Mom by so many different people. Like, it doesn't even matter. It doesn't even matter to me that she called me that. But what I do think about is now that we in this weird space right now, what you gonna call me when you see me face to face? Because you're so used to, even on that day when me and her was face to face and nobody was out here with us on Thanksgiving. She said she outside telling my husband, come get your wife. She don't even know what to call me, because she called me Mom all the time. Take pictures of the baby every time, head to toe. Amen. I'm with that. She on the defense. She's not going to receive good advice. Right. And I told her that too. Is like, you're already on the defense before you even, you already thinking in your mind how I'm going to defend myself. Even though you're being the one that's asking the question, you already thinking about how you're going to defend yourself when you say something to somebody. It's like, just try and relax just a little bit. It's like, it's not that serious. We're not in a room full of people. I even try to make her feel more comfortable with having conversations with me, because I've been through some mental issues before in my life. So I wouldn't be knocking anybody for going through those things. But I also know too that there's times in there that the real you is there, and you'll use it. She's using it to the advantage of, like, she doesn't know that she do these things, and it's not something she's been required to work on ever before, and everybody has made excuses and made it okay for her to continue to do these things. Well, now, baby, you in a different classroom. You ain't in kindergarten no more, baby. You in middle school now. So being that you in middle school, you ain't gonna be throwing temper tantrums on the floor or no none of that in my classroom. And because that's not how we conduct middle school over here. So in order for her to come over here, and stay in class. We ain't doing the temper tantrums. No. So I just feel like it's graduation time. Hey Liz, how you doing? Liz be making me laugh, so I hope you don't mind me calling you Liz. Let me know, Elizabeth, if you don't want me to call you Liz, but I don't know why I just feel comfortable with you. But you had me cracking up in the comments the other day when you was repeating what I was saying to that police officer. I had to apologize to that man. Actually, it's actually better to go through your husband. There is less chance of you popping off and losing everything that you have worked for. You have lost enough, no more. And you absolutely, and I'm trying to keep the buffer in between so that we don't have no interactions. I don't want to have interactions with her right now at this point. I really don't. When your son gets out of jail, won't he take over taking care of the baby? I think the funny part about it, Liz, is that I feel like I'm being set up to do that until he gets out. It's just that, and before this even happened, my son has heard me say it 1,000 times over. I don't want to raise any more kids. I don't want the responsibility of having. I don't want to put my life on pause. I don't want to stop coming out to my garden when I want to. I can come out to my garden 10 o'clock at nighttime, turn all the floodlights on in the yard, come out here and do whatever it is that I want to do at whatever time that I want to do it. I just don't want to do it no more. And it's like all my life, it's like everything that I say I don't want to do, it'll be like force fed down my throat that I have to do it. So I'm telling you that I definitely have a plan, and we just gonna see how it's gonna go. So sounds like family has normalized her bad behavior. Absolutely, Leslie, because her and things that I've seen that she party with her mom and all of that kind of stuff. See, I don't do that kind of stuff with my kids. I want my kids to know, honey, we got a very fine line of the things that we do together. No, baby, because the first moment that you think that you can disrespect me like I'm one of your homegirls or something out in the street, honey child, I be done forgot you was grown. So I don't cross those kind of boundaries and situations with my kids. See, she used to talking to her parents, her family, and everything. It's just like they got a chaotic situation. She don't have no respect for none of them. She talk to them how she want to, say what she want to say to them, and ain't nobody gonna say nothing. It's just over here. No. And I'm a very peaceful person. I come in peace with everything that I do. I don't want to be out here arguing, fussing and fighting with nobody. So I don't know. I don't know how this is gonna go, but this is where we at right now. So we got little man over here think he running things. And so he all squared away and everything for tonight, and we'll see what's gonna happen. And at this point, it's like I'm trying to figure out how to get back to, and I don't even know if I'm supposed to be back to that place. I've been trying to struggle and fight and try to get back to where I was, telling my stories, going in my garden, doing what I was doing. And it's like this thing right here has come through and locked on to me. And it's like my mind keeps thinking, what is my next story gonna come? It's like I can't even be clear enough to let loose of any other stuff that happened to me back in the days. I can't even get to a place of where I lay in silence and that stuff will come back up so I can purge some more stuff out. Because this other stuff, that's in front of me right now is there. It's a block. It's blocking. So, you know, I don't know. But this is where we are right now. So, and of course, when the kids came and everything, when he came, the kids were so excited to see him, and he was just walking around, bopping through the house, like, yeah, yeah, I'm back home, I'm back home, you know. But he hasn't been over here to my house a lot of times. He come over with his dad or whatever, and then he take him right back home. But he doesn't, we don't have him like without his dad. We've had him probably like 4 times without his dad or his mom being around, and for overnight. Oh, excuse me. Or for hours. Yeah, he don't hang over that much. And two, I try not to be because I know where she come from, if this makes sense for anybody. When you don't know how to do something, or you don't have it in you, it's kind of like you have to learn how to get it on the inside of you. And so, being that she hasn't been shown, in my belief, that she hasn't been shown love. She didn't get hugs and kisses and talked to and stuff like that when she was a little kid. So if you didn't get it, it's hard to be able to give it if you didn't receive it. And can be. And let me not say about anybody else's experience. I can say for myself that things that wasn't given to me when I was a kid, it's an uncomfortable thing when you got to do it with your kids, because it's foreign to you. I ain't never been here before. So with that being said, I try not to interfere a lot, because I want her and her son to bond together, so that she don't want to be away from him. Whether that means somebody else raising him, I still think it's important for the parents to still be present at some point, whether it's coming to visit, be a presence in that child's life, when you have those moments or whatever. But just to like walk away or whatever, you know I don't know. But I can be here forever going through my little thought process. Just a thought. Have you thought for a moment that maybe you are being used as a tool to bring her to a place of maturity, because you are anointed to, whether you like it or not? I definitely have thought about that. And the more into this we get, the more I don't want it, because I just feel like I done been through so much hell in my life. I don't want it. And I heard you when you say it, whether I like it or not. I'm just speaking my truth. If this is a job for me, and this is where I'm supposed to be, I'm going to rise to the occasion. I definitely am. But do I want it? No, I don't. But I'll go. I'll go. That's for sure. So, And the words that you use, the place of maturity, is basically like that, speaking of you was in kindergarten in the past. You are no longer in kindergarten. You're in middle school now. You done rose up past that. So we can't be back there and keep pretending like that does not exist. And even today I was looking at her out the back window, and I saw her moving around in the backyard. And the way that she was moving, to me, it looked like she was even arguing with the person that brought her over here today. So I didn't even understand in my mind, I was just wondering, is it chaos everywhere that she go like that? Because I was also wondering too, how long is she going to be able to last at this place? Because I know when you have that, it's only so long that you can fight back that pressure. Because when you going through something mentally in your mind, if your door swings inward going into your house, it's almost like somebody got the doorknob twisted and it ain't locked, but you on the inside of the door and you holding your feet down on the floor, but you leaned up against the door, putting all the pressure that you can up against the door to stop two men that's on the outside pushing against the door. You can feel yourself slipping and sliding, and you fighting and fighting to not be able to let it flow out. And but then all of a sudden, there's like, you can't fight it anymore because you don't have any control over it. I feel like that's like the situation she in. She fight it for as long as she can, and then she have these moments where I can't fight it no more, which is when you see the big explosions keep happening. I can't hide it no more. I gotta bust out of there and just let it do whatever it's gonna do, and then I'll gain control of it again. Which is those moments when she be missing, where you don't see her for 3 and 4 months. You don't even see her walking anywhere. The next time you see her, her skin is so pale with no color on it or whatever, and it's like, Lord Jesus, she needs some sun. And if that's happening to her, she's keeping my grandson on the inside too. He going through those changes and stuff with her. So I mean, like I said, I can be all over the place, and with this situation and my thoughts. You know, I don't know. I'll make a one decision the next moment and then I'll change my mind. I'm like Bobby Brown. It's my prerogative. Um, but we'll see where we're gonna go from here. And again, I like to say thank you all for all the prayers and everything that you sent. Thank you, even for the ones that don't be praying or whatever. You just come through and it's like, oh, I'm glad I ain't in that situation, whatever. Your support, point blank, period. Thank you very much for that. And I don't never come in and just like introduce myself. I come in here talking to y'all like I'm talking on the telephone, like I always do. But that just means, hey, y'all family or whatever. So it's like, child, we just on the phone, we chatting it up or whatever. So, you know, ain't no problem. And I ain't dropped the link in God knows how long. I don't think it's anybody who really want to come up with no nothing like that. But for those that don't know, hi, I'm Tashana. They call me Shauna. I like gardening for the most part. I haven't been able to do a whole lot of it, but I do gardening. I grow food. I try to grow lots and lots of it. Eventually, one day I'll get back to it. And I think it's a good idea that if you don't have anything growing in your yard, maybe plant something and try and grow it, even if it's to barter with it. You don't even know. Because none of us don't know what's coming up here in this near future where all of these different things happening with our food supply. So over here, we call ourselves the high class gardeners because we grow food over here, but we don't mess with worms and bugs, which qualify us as high class gardeners, and we don't spray none of that funny stuff on our fruits and vegetables and stuff. And we get the husband to go, remove those bugs and all of that kind of stuff. But we make sure that we growing something to keep us going. So, but again, I appreciate you all for being over here, joining me, and supporting me. I really do. And I think at this time, I'm going to say good night to you all until I ain't gonna even say when I'm gonna be back on here, because I'll be on here in the next, and it'll probably be next week or something like that. But I have to feel it when I come on here. So we'll see when the next time. I'll let y'all know. But until then, y'all have a good night, and may God bless each and every last one of y'all. Good night, Elizabeth. Good night, y'all. Y'all have a good night. And I'm definitely going to try and rest well. I don't know how well that's gonna go, Elizabeth, with a 1-year-old. But we're gonna see. I'll let y'all know how that goes. Anoint every door, window, gate at your property, and plead the blood of Jesus over the perimeter of your home, and ask God to place a covering over your family. Honey Chana, the way I just read that, honey, I just did all of that in there. But I hear what you're saying. I hear you. And let me tell you something. That's the second time that I done heard it. And they say once you hear something in threes, you already know you better get to moving. So that's the second time now that I done heard that. And I heard it for myself. Somebody else said it. So that, being that I heard it myself, the other two was confirmation for me. So, point taken. Thank you very much. Good night, y'all. See y'all next time.